Today, we're going to cover one of the easiest and simplest ways to find the x value of a quadratic equation. That is, factorization. Factorization should always be the first thing you try when looking for the answer to a quadratic, because it's often a lot simpler than completing the square or plugging in all those numbers into the quadratic formula. Let's get started. First off, what is factorization? When we factorize something, we find the things which, when multiplied by each other, make the thing that we're looking for. For example, the factors of the number 6 are 6 and 1, because we can multiply 6 and 1 to get 6, or 2 and 3, because we can multiply 2 and 3 to get 6. If we go a step up in difficulty, the factorization of something like 3x plus 6 would be 3 times x plus 2. This would be the factors of this expression, because when we multiply these out together, we get our first expression. The same way, we're going to look for factors of our quadratic equation. How do we do that? First, we multiply our a and c values. Then, we look for the factors of this product such that when we add the factors together, we can get our b value. Note that this is only possible for a limited set of quadratics. If it's taking too long to find factors which fit this formula, they might not exist. And then you'll have to use completing the square or finding the quadratic or using the quadratic formula. Let's try an example. Take the equation x squared plus 4x plus 3. If we multiply our a and c values, our a value is 1 here, an invisible 1, and 3. So our product of the a and c values is 3. If we factorize that, we get 3 and 1. And look, it works. If we add 3 and 1, we get our b value, 4. So, we write it out, x squared plus 3x plus x plus 3. 3x plus x is equal to 4x. So, we've just expanded the b value, our b value out a little bit here. Now, we factorize both sides of this side and this side. X squared plus 3x factorizes out into x times x plus 3, because if we take the x out of both, if we take one x out of both x squared and 3x, we get x plus 3. Factorizing x plus 3 will just give us x plus 3, so we can add that as 1 times x plus 3. Now, we pull these two together, so we have x plus 1 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, let's just double check and make sure we've got the right answer. If we multiply these by each other, what do we get? Hold on. Here. X plus 1 times x is x squared plus x, and x plus 1 times 3 is 3x plus 3. So we get x squared plus 4x plus 3, which was our original equation. So you can see we have factorized this correctly. Now, given that our original equation was equal to 0, since this factorization is the same thing as the original equation, we know this must also be equal to 0. Now, when you multiply two unknown numbers by each other, and the product is 0, you know one or both of those numbers have to be 0. So, either x plus 1 is 0, and x plus 3 or x plus 3 could be 0, which means x is equal to -1, or x is equal to -3, or both. And there you go, you found the roots of the quadratic equation. Let's try some practice problems. Let's factorize these three. Try them by yourself and then we'll go over them. Okay, let's go over the answers. What do these two terms have in common? Only the x value. So we can take x out of both terms and then multiply it by what's left, which is 5x plus 1. Now the second problem. What do these terms have in common? 2x. If we take 2x out of both, we are left with 3x minus 1. 2x times 3x would be 6x squared. 2x times -1 would be minus 2x. So you see, if you multiply that out, you get the same equation, same expression. Last one. Here we can factorize. The product of a and c is 4, which can be factorized into 2 and 2, or 4 and 1. So here we see that if we add 2 and 2, we'll get our b value of 4. So let's try that. X squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. Factorize both sides into x times x plus 2 plus 2 times x plus 2, which gives us x plus 2 times x plus 2, or x plus 2 squared. Which means our x value here, the root of the equation, can only be -2. There's no other possible value. There you go. You should definitely try factorizing as many expressions as possible, so you get thoroughly acquainted. See you next time!